Kick 'em like Pena, kick 'em like sucker. Yeah, shiver me timbers. It's been a cold winter. The Bucs putting the foot on your team. Call Master Splinter. I'm feeling a glimmer of 79, 90. Let's go and set sail for our own city. It looked easy, but wasn't pretty. TB12 at the helm. That's the goat of fairy tales. Buried the packet Lambo. Pulled up, burned out like a Lambo. Cut off the lights in the Superdome. Third time the draw, did a Super Bowl. Yeah. And that Washington football team, you see a thing. Chalked them out, no fans in the stands to witness a murder scene. Too many weapons to describe. Ask me, I've never heard of teams assembled to damage and bash some things. You pillage and plunder, we laying siege. Raise the flags, raise the flags. Hit them fast, secure the bag. Don't even blink, make them walk the plank. Walk it, light them up, let's make them sing. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. Oh, Bucs, yeah, we on. Fire the cannons, fire the cannons, fire the cannons. Whole fields are red. Let me give you 55 reasons why this is our season. Palm trees breezing, opposing teams bleeding. Treat them like it's treason. Don't stop till they stop breathing. We savages feasting, them babies still teething. Oh yeah, Mike Edwards Godwin. Now AB boy we mobbing. GRONK, that man got his robbing. Out of retirement, somebody call the fireman. Scooter, Scotty, Miller, Burning boys, they looking tired, man. Great, looking great. That old line see your face. Smith, Marvin, Jensen, worse. Half a city make you hurt. Put our enemies in the dirt. When Big Lee get to work. Rojo, running, riding, Ray J, go berserk. Yeah, JPP make a QB, take a knee. Levante make a break when we on D. Be the bay all day.
All right, welcome back to Buck What You Heard. My name is Gene. You can reach me at Buck What You Heard. You follow me, I will follow you back. And I am joined by a special guest, Will from the Dolphins Brawl. Am I saying that right, Will?
Yep, you got it.
All right. And basically, I brought somebody on because I wanted to get the Dolphins' perspective. You know, since Tom Brady's been gone from this division, it's kind of been up in the air, up for grabs. I know that a lot of teams have made a lot of moves in the offseason to take advantage of that vacuum and actually be that lead dog in that division. So I'm gonna start with you. Before we get too deep into this, Will, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
All right. Well, Dolphins Brawl. I think it was formerly a network, but I'm kind of just doing it on my own. Probably the most active is on Twitter, so it's just at Dolphins Brawl. Mostly just retweets, some fan interaction, and we get a little spicy when we play our opponents every week. And then Instagram, I pretty much just link that on Facebook, so you can get on both of those as well. But you'll find the most activity on Twitter.
Bro, one thing that I'm going to tell you, man, and honestly, I have never seen that whole your whole division. It's just one big ass rivalry. It's like nobody likes anybody else. I had somebody on. Nope. I had somebody on from the Buffalo Bills, and I swear everybody came out of the woodwork to trash this dude. You know, they were just like, and the season hadn't even gotten kicked off, and this guy's on here. You know, he's talking about the Bills. You know, he's talking about the moves that were made in the offseason and stuff. People were going out of their way. They were looking for this guy so they could just throw some shade at him. And it got salty for a minute. So, again, I respect that division because you guys have some serious, like, blood rivalries. Like, you guys nobody likes anybody else. And there's, like, nobody's getting a pass. And am I close with that?
I think you hit it right on the spot. Yeah, there's no there's just taste. I mean, I got a catalog. If we ever play them, those teams, I got a catalog of like memes that I'll throw up on Twitter. And I mean, we play the Bills. I'm just thinking Brian Cox going through that tunnel with both fingers up in the air. The Pats, I mean, that's easy to jump on that and just hate on the Pats. And then the Jets, man, nothing gets Dolphins Brawl crazier than a Jets game. It goes both ways as far as the hate. But I mean, it's the Jets, so it's pretty easy to beat them up every week.
So I got to ask you, where is the rivalry at? Where's the biggest rivalry? Is it the Bills?
I hate the word hatred, but it's probably
no. It's straight up hatred. I've seen it. seen it firsthand.
Yeah. All right. We won't mince the lines here. Yeah, it's hatred. The Jets, they're so easy to pick on, and there's the whole, they're right down the road from the Yankees, and they're kind of easy to hate on at times. But I don't know. It kind of rotates from year to year. I mean, the Patriots were like the big brother, and the Jets were the little brother, and then the Bills were just kind of floating around there. I know back in the day the Colts were in there too, but I thought personally not to go too far off topic, but personally going into this year, I thought the doors were wide open. I thought the Bills might falter a little bit. They look to be pretty dominant. I know the Pats are, they made some moves, and they're kind of,
well, let
reaper,
me ask you this. Are the Pats rebuilding, or are the Pats a serious contender for your division? I mean, in the beginning of the season, all I heard about was Miami and Buffalo, and it was up in the air who was gonna get this. So now, and eventually I will circle back around, folks. I will get around to the Bucs. It's nice when I can get to talk about another team other than the Bucs, just to kind of get that perspective. But for you, Will, I mean, where is the rivalry for you? I mean, you at one time, I remember your show was just like thriving, and I know that you got a lot of slander from teams that are in your division. For you, what is the which team is it? Is it and I can't say New England because Tom Brady's here, so they've kind of had to take a step back. I know they have Mac Jones and all that. I think the most heat I've seen is from the Bills Mafia.
Yeah, I mean, they're out there. They got a big name quarterback. They got some big name weapons with Stephon Diggs. They got a good running tandem there. Their defense is unstoppable. I mean, we were going into this year with, I thought it was open season. It's like, okay, the Pats, we thought they were rebuilding. Yes, it's a system. Mac Jones seems to be pretty acclimated with that. We did beat them. That's our one win. And then, we'll get into it more and more. Tua went down, and there's that whole drama. But, the Bills, they're it right now. And the Jets are just kind of floundering like usual back there. But, we were going in with some high hopes. Defense had some big names on it. Tua was finally surrounded with weapons. Unfortunately, the talk of the town right now is you cannot protect a quarterback in Miami. And that's just, I mean, if I'm a GM, that's football 101. Get your quarterback, protect the quarterback. Good things will happen. You can make mediocre weapons look fantastic. And then eventually the free agents come. I mean, there's your formula right there, people.
Yeah, exactly. So, with all the changes that have happened with Tua going down, is how comfortable, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with Jacoby Brissett? And the reason I ask this question is because, he's your starting quarterback, and you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming, or they're coming to Miami's coming to Tampa. And
we're heading over.
How comfortable are you with this game? Do you think that it's, you, as you look at, your team and your team versus Tampa, how confident are you with them coming into Tampa?
Gene, I wish I could polish this one up, but right now, as a fan base, we're not feeling that great. I don't have his stats in front of me as far as Jacoby Brissett. When he's playing good, we call him the brisket. But 8 years in the league, and you can blame so much on the calls that are being put out there, but he's getting no protection. And you think he'd maneuver in some sort of fashion, but right now, to answer your question, we're not confident right now. In fact, we're looking at, a lot of us are looking at, and this is the story of a backup quarterback. I don't even know if I'm going to say his name right. Reed Sinnett. We're looking at him to maybe maybe Brissett struggles and maybe throw in Reed Sinnett and see what happens.
What is it about him that is driving that's driving Dolphins fans away from him, or that you really don't feel confident in him? I mean, from what you've seen.
Well, when you have a losing culture, you point fingers, and right now the finger, a lot of fingers are pointing at him. I would say most of them are pointing at the offensive line. We're pointing at management, coaching. I would say more so on the offensive play calling. That's where some of the fingers are at. But right now, unfortunately, Brissett's kind of a scapegoat. Again, 8 years in the league, I just expect a little more. But right now, you can put almost any quarterback back there, except for Tom Brady. They might struggle with that offense.
I'm going to say this because in Tampa, we went through years and years and years and years of bad offensive lines, bad defensive lines, bad quarterbacks, bad coaching, bad general managers, bad special teams. I can go on and on. But what I will say is that when I saw Jacoby Brissett in Indianapolis, the one thing I appreciated about him was his poise in the pocket. But on top of that, he had a really amazing offensive line, and you had a really good play caller that was able to play to his strengths. Now what I'm seeing right now is the Miami Dolphins cannot keep Jacoby Brissett upright. And that's where he's struggling. And
and he's got the.
Go ahead. Did I lose you?
Yeah, I think I lost you for a sec. There you are.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying he does have. I mean, you can tell he's got some moves back there. It's that pocket kind of movement back there. But I mean, that's unfortunately a bad situation he's in. He's just not getting the protection he needs to make the big plays, and half of that falls on him, and half of that falls on the line. Unfortunately, that's how it's viewed. But I know he's capable. It's just, and the Dolphins have made some moves. So, hopefully we can figure this whole thing out.
Yeah. And, somebody had mentioned this in the chat, and I strongly believe this. This is going to be a closer game than what people, really consider it. I think the one saving grace for the Miami Dolphins is the defense. And I love what they bring on defense. The defensive line is continuing to mature. I'm seeing a lot more improvement from game 1 to going into game 5 than and they've gotten better week after week. So definitely something that I'm looking forward to. And that could definitely help. They you look at Miami gets a turnover, they're on a short field, and with the Buccaneers and the injuries that they have in the secondary, those types of things can be exploited. But again, you talk about Tom Brady and his familiarity with the Miami Dolphins. I know that Tom has struggled to have those monster games against Miami. For some reason, Miami gets up to play him. So gets up to play Tom Brady year in and year out. I mean, that's kind of where I'm looking at it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, there's some talk out there that this might be a spoiler. This might be the turnaround. I know we're talking about practically royalty here with Tom Brady and the Bucs and what you guys did last year and what you're doing this year. But this could be a spoiler. I mean, we have his number. Saw Flores. I mean, he hung around Brady for 10 years there, so he picked up some stuff. And maybe I'm not throwing it out there, but I guess I am. We might be the kryptonite. So we might just be playing the spoiler this year. I know we wanted to be like, how many games we have this year? Like 11 17. And yeah.
So, there's no 500. Just FYI, there is no 500. There won't be a 500 team unless I guess if there's a tie, I guess. No, there still won't be a 500.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. So no, there won't be a 500 team anymore.
So, that's a little bit of the talk is we might play the spoiler to beat the Bucs.
And it's interesting that you say that because I mean, did you watch the game versus the Patriots?
Yeah.
What was your takeaway watching Tom Brady, somebody who is a division rival, playing against the New England Patriots? What did you take away from that game that you kind of thought about with the Dolphins facing the Bucs? What did you take away from that?
I would say, they're so familiar with each other.
Right.
And you could tell, and that was the whole build up into that game. And besides the pretty bad weather, I mean, Tom Brady summed it up that that's a tough place to play.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had his number a little bit, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's got so many weapons, and he's got the protection, and he's Tom Brady. And I'll disclose, I run Dolphins for all, and might get me canceled, but I'm in Michigan. So, and we saw Tom Brady kind of come up, and I mean, what he's done, no words can really speak on that, but yeah, he's the guy. And I guess to answer your question, what I saw was hopefully the Dolphins were taking some notes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But again, it's any given Sunday. I mean, we saw the Rams and the Arizona Cardinals went into LA and kicked the hell out of the Rams. Just beat the hell out of them. And that's kind of what it was. But on the other end of that the Rams had just faced the Bucs, and that was a game that they just emotionally had gotten up for, to be able to go out and beat the Bucs the way they did. And I just don't think that they prepared for the Arizona Cardinals the way they should have. So again, it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to it. I like I said, I love the secondary in Miami, just like Mr. Everything Bucs is saying. I love the secondary. I love some of your defensive linemen that you have there. What have you seen from your team as far as this season?
Well, that's really what we have to depend on is the defense, and that's where we're at right now. No, that secondary is incredible. We got Byron Jones. We got the X Factor. Christian Wilkins. Some people are saying he's not what they thought he would be, but hey, I'm still up on him. We got Van Ginkel back there. We got the kid, Jalen Phillips.
Yes,
he's going to be a monster. I can't think of the guy, whoever Dallas got, but Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
There's some similarity with him, Jalen Phillips. A little bit. I know they're playing different positions there, but it's that hunger. I mean, he just busts through. They both find those weaknesses in the line. So I think that's where the game will be won. And I hate to sound cliche, but it'll be won in the trenches, and hopefully, that's where we're really going to have to depend on our scoring is hopefully the defense gets us a couple of scores. Maybe some special teams. We just got rid of Jakeem Grant. He was not to go off on him, but I mean, he was making so many mental errors, and it's for the better. And now we get throwing Jalen Waddle back there.
So I have to ask you because I was shocked that move even happened. Was there talk? I mean, was there talk around camp, or was there talk around the locker room that this guy isn't performing up to where he should be? Is that why it was so easy to let him go, or what did you take away from it?
The fan base, we're not big fans of his. When he plays great, he's king of the world. But man, going back to last year, so many mental errors. He just shouldn't have been a wide receiver. Every time we threw him the ball, I mean, his last name's Grant. I was calling him Granite because of his hands. And, really, he's just a special teams guy. And maybe, who knows, maybe found their next Devin Hester. But, hey, we get a 6th-round pick for him, and we get to move on and let some younger guys play. And it hurts a little bit because, Devontae Parker was unc, and Jakeem was nephew, and, the family's broken up. But, he was just making too many mistakes, and they were costly mistakes. They were costing us. If you look back, they easily may have cost us a game or two.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So, I mean, you're looking at McCourty and Rowe and Baker and Ogba and Howard. That's a pretty stacked defense. What do you think your chances are? As far as facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, this is going to be a good game. This is a high-powered offense. You've got Antonio Brown, you've got Chris Godwin, you've got Mike Evans. You're going to see Cameron Braid, a little bit of him at tight end, OJ Howard, and Leonard Fournette. And how do you combat something like that?
Well, from a fantasy perspective, that's a nightmare I like to avoid. That's a lot of weapons right there, but that's the way Tom likes it. It's like you said, any given Sunday, it's any given player is going to step up and take that role. And for a couple of weeks, it was Gronk, and it's next man up now that Gronk's going to be gone for a little while. So it's going to be tough. I mean, we just have to depend on mismatches, and yeah.
So at that point, you talk about mismatches, and I'm glad you brought that up. That kind of takes us to coaching. Do you feel? I mean,
Yep.
how confident are you in the coaches that you have on that staff? Are they somebody that can match up against Bruce Arians and the coaching staff, the Todd Bowles and the Byron Leftwich that you have with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Do you feel confident with what they can do? And then let's just talk defensively versus that offense. Do you see opportunities for Miami to come out and do some things?
Well, I would say coaching. It starts with the top. Brian Flores. We say, at least some of us say, go with the flow. So the guy, he's a good typically, coach. Will not. Yeah, he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. Typically, you won't see many mistakes, but it just goes back to this offensive play calling. That's really the weakness here. Defense. I mean, the only fault they have is they're just spending too much time on the field because of the offensive mistakes and plays and clock management. But
and I want to kind of go back real quick. I want to kind of go back to offense. Is this play calling or is this execution of the play calling? Is it a little bit of both?
I'm gonna simplify it and just say it's the play calling. Like last year, and I know we had Chan Gailey, so it's a completely different coaches. In fact, I think there's two coaches. So, and I told you I won't know all the names, but no, I really think it's the play calling because where there's opportunities to go deep, we don't go deep, or we'll have Jakeem Grant back there, so hopefully we fix that problem. So I think the execution can be there. I mean, I can go on and on about this line, but yeah, I think it goes straight to the play calling. Like it's just got to be more dynamic. There's so many weapons. I mean, Jalen Waddle, and I know Devontae Parker is questionable this week, but next man up. Preston Williams, Will Fuller's out.
Is this something where you have to kind of simplify the playbook to kind of speed up the offense, or is it just because there are some coaches, and no matter what they've got going on, they're running this is the playbook they're running. They're not making any adjustments. But you have other coaches that are able to make adjustments according to what's going on and according to the talent that they have on the field. So is this one of those things where if Miami simplifies things and gets the ball out fast and makes the you execute and get the ball down the field like you're supposed to, is this a possibility for this Miami Dolphins offense?
I think that's what they have to do, Gene, is simplify things. Just like you said, it's got to go back to fundamentals. It's establish the run. What drives me crazy is I know it's today's NFL is we'll see 50, 60 passes in like 4 runs. I mean, we go back a couple weeks to that Eagles game. Miles Sanders ran the ball twice. He averaged 13.5 yards per carry. And the Dolphins did something similar last week. I think Myles Gaskin touched the ball like 2 or 3 times. Put the ball in their hands. Let them make some plays. Start establishing a different identity. Or that just drives me nuts when you just, all right, we're in trouble. Let's throw. We're in trouble. Let's throw. No.
So does that like make them? Does that like make Miami more predictable?
It makes any losing team predictable. Is if okay, we're down. Let's pass the ball. I mean, that makes the NFL just look ridiculous when, hey, we're in trouble, let's pass the ball. It's just I mean, you can play what I used to play at B-Dubs back in the day, QB1.
Yeah.
I mean, you can guess the plays. I mean, back in the day, it used to be tough.
Yeah.
It used to be pretty, all right, are they going to run or pass? Well, nowadays, if you're down, well, it's all passes.
Yeah.
So I don't want me a jersey.
Well, and I do, because this is the Bucs show, I do want to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a little bit, and just you can wherever you want to chime in, just definitely chime in. For me, what I saw is Tampa winning games that they don't normally win. Historically, they haven't won. The Buccaneers, historically, I will use that word a lot because I just base things off of their body of work. Tampa has, started out slow and then picked it up towards the middle and going into the end of the season. So that's kind of how Tampa has done things. I mean, we saw that last year. We're seeing it again this year. And there have been a lot of stupid penalties, pre-snap penalties, which these are things that you got to get cleaned up with the preseason, with camp, with, familiarity with your team. This is going to be an opportunity for Tampa to go in and clean up some of these major mistakes that we've seen from them, whether it's pre-snap penalties, whether it's turnovers, those kind of things that can separate a team that's a contender from a team that's not a contender. And these are things that they're really going to need to do. I think this is a game that can easily be lost. And people are not going to, people think I'm crazy saying this. This is a game that could be easily lost if Tampa gets into whatever funk they've been in. They have to go out and take advantage of situations. Tampa gets a turnover. They need to take it down the field. They need 7. They don't need 3. We've seen where Tampa has gotten a turnover, but they've not taken advantage of turnovers. And these are things they really need to clean up. The red zone offense needs to kind of pick it up a little bit. We're starting to get we're inching towards the mid part of the season already. So we need to see Tampa. It's crazy that we're here already. But
I know. I want Bucs. I love football. I want to last forever.
Exactly. That's kind of that's kind of where I'm at. So we need to see Tampa. We need to see the Buccaneers team tighten down on this stuff. And I think, and I said this on Wednesday, but I really, really believe this. Tampa hasn't had that game where it tests them and, they get to a point where Brady loses his mind and goes off on everybody. That game's coming. Trust me. But right now, what I'm seeing from the Buccaneers, they're making a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of turnovers, and especially with the pre-snap penalties, we've seen some really back-breaking penalties where you've got a long gain, but it gets called back because of a penalty. That shit needs to stop right there. So again, it's one of those things that it's going to come together. I know it will come together, but we're in the game 5. There, you need to start seeing market improvement. Before, I was like, oh, okay, it's still early in the season. We can't really say that anymore. Tampa really needs to, and you know what? These guys watch more film than I do. Okay. They know everything I'm talking about. I'm sure they know this and then some. So again, just kind of hoping and watching Tampa and waiting to see if they're going to go out and make those moves and become that team that we saw at the back end of the season last year.
Yeah, I think. Now that it's Brady's team, I think a lot of things they just play for January. Like Gronk's out right now. I think the hope is they'll be healthy as soon as possible, but they're going to play it safe too. And they're playing the long game. I think that's what you'll see. And I'm looking up their schedule right now because I want to say they're going to make these adjustments when they go to Philadelphia. Not this week, though, Gene. Every week they're going to improve, and that's the name of the game, improving, and it's all about the little things. And I think what you'll see is, what's the spread at?
Let me look and see real quick.
10. So that's not. They always do that with the NFL. I'm so used to looking at college sometimes. That's a pretty solid number right there. That might be it might be a touchdown away.
And kind of going back to what I was talking about, what you have to keep in mind, and a lot of Bucs fans, I don't know how many Bucs fans you follow on social media, you would never guess that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are defending world champions because of how some people are approaching some of these games. For me, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the fact, if you'll notice, I'm wearing my Smack Apparel beat down in the Bay shirt, of course. The most iconic, to me, the most iconic moment in Super Bowl history. Just saying. Despite I know you guys you guys have your 17-0. The Bucs, win a Super Bowl at home. There may be a thing. This may become a thing where Bucs fans break out the champagne every time the home team does not win or does not play in a Super Bowl. I think we need some kind of tradition like that, like what you guys have. Because, when the last, I know you're the old schoolers, the Zonkas and everybody else, as soon as that stuff breaks down, as soon as that's over with and that last undefeated team goes down, the champagne comes out. I think the Bucs need to do something like that. And, Bucs fans, hey, when the home team is out of contention, hey, let's get the champagne out. As long as we know they're not going to go to the Super Bowl, let's celebrate. I think that's something we should probably do. But anyway, I'll deal with that more at a later time. But I wanted to thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming on. And I wanted to see just maybe, I don't know, next week or something like that, if I could get you to come on and kind of talk about your thoughts on, the direction of this team. And, we kind of going down the list, we've already faced, Tampa's already faced the Patriots. So, next you've got, you're talking about the Jets and then the Bills. And, I want to kind of get your idea on, some of these other teams as we continue to roll through the AFC East.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So, hey, make a promise for me, though.
Yes, sir.
You guys got to bring back those creamsicle orange jerseys, man.
Hey, next year, baby.
I got it.
Next year, baby.
And that throwback, I was hoping Patriots and Bucs were just going to go old school. I mean,
hey, man, wouldn't that be incredible? Wouldn't that be incredible to see that? But yeah, the creamsicle's coming back from everything that I've read and heard. So keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, that finishes it all right there. So,
yeah.
No, I'm totally with you guys breaking out the champagne for home team hosts in the Super Bowl.
There you go, man. That's going to be a new tradition. And you know what? I've got plenty of champagne. So we're going to make that happen. I think that really does need to be a thing where, like, you guys have your undefeated season. We've got we won a Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won a Super Bowl at home, and nobody else has done it. Tom Brady is the youngest and the oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl at home, and nobody can take that from him for now.
Oh, he's the GOAT.
There you go. Hey, Will, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you before I let you go.
Hey, you can get a hold of us on Dolphins Brawl on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And this wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. And looking forward to Sunday, and that might be painful. I guess we'll see. But yeah, give me a call anytime, and I'll fill in as much as I can with the Dolphins. Right now, things are very bleak, but we're diehard. So
that's right, man.
Fan base.
And see, this is why I don't go after fans. I mean, you guys, every year is going to be your year, and as Bucs fans, for years and years and years, you've seen it. The Bucs have gone out there at the beginning of the season. Hey, this is our year. We can make it to the playoffs, or something. I respect that, because I guess that's football, man. Football is a microcosm of the world, and to me, everybody at the beginning of the season, 0-0. Everybody's got those expectations, and ultimately, either you make it or you don't make it. We still got a lot of football to be played. You never know what can happen. Any given Sunday, as I've mentioned this before, any given Sunday, anything can happen. So it's just going to be fun to watch this game. Old school, the Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Battle of Florida. And, unfortunately, we don't face Jacksonville. I don't think you guys do either this year. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you guys
I
face
don't
them?
recall them.
I don't think Jacksonville's on the because Urban needs a break anyway from all the stuff that he's got going on. So it is what it is. But listen, man,
Oh, we did.
I really appreciate you coming on, man. This is going to be a great game. You know, I don't know. For me, my uncle, diehard Bucs fan, hated Miami. He used to call him the sushi. That was his thing. And he hated Miami. And for me, it's never been that kind of hatred. It's kind of started because, being from Tampa, I'm a Cuban sandwich guy. I love Cuban sandwiches. So somebody from Miami decided that their Cuban sandwiches were better than Tampa's, which is a fucking lie.
Oh, shot.
No, his shots fired. Exactly. So no, so basically right now, I've got a shirt it says Tampa. It's got a Cuban sandwich on it because that's where the real legit Cuban sandwiches come from, are in Tampa, Florida. There are many places you can go, whether it's Wright's, West Tampa Sandwich Shop. There are some spots where you can get good Cuban sandwiches. But I would say you could go to a gas station in Tampa and get a better Cuban sandwich than you could in Miami. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyway, dude, thank you so much.
I'll tell you that. Hey, real quick, we do play Jacksonville. I wish it was in Miami, but it's in Jacksonville because we got hella clubs in Miami, and Urban Meyer.
Oh
might have a fun time there.
That might be too much for my guy, man. I think you spared him the Miami experience, and I just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother ball game there.
There you go. Well, Will, thank you so much for coming on, man. You are a friend of the show, and anytime that you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. And we can talk football, man, because that's what it's all about. Safe place, whatever whatever you want to make it happen, man.
Sounds great, Gene. Hey, we'll talk a little trash on Twitter and get the fans back and forth, and we'll make it fun. We'll make it an event and let Sunday, leave it on the field.
There we go, man. All right. Well, it was good talking with you, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Gene.
All right. That was my guy, Will, from Dolphins Brawl. Just kind of breaking down the Miami Dolphins team. The phone number, I got the phone number covered up, don't I? Let me get the phone number back out here. Phone number, live call in, 813-358-8154. I want to hear from you. Mona K, please call me. Please call me. This is that game. This is that moment. As many times as you've come on here, we've talked, we've chatted. This is that moment right here. 813-358-8154. I would love to hear. I got to get your thoughts on this game. You got to make this happen. You got to make this a reality. Hold on one second. Here we go. All right. You are live on Buck What You Heard. Who am I speaking with?
You gotta make this a reality. Hold on one second.
What's up?
Sorry, my bad. I had the YouTube mute in the background. I was listening. This is Ken Grant.
Hey, Ken, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm sorry I didn't get here quicker. It hit me. I'm on my way home from work. Dad hits me up. Oh, he needs me to pick him up some KFC. He wants a couple of those classic sandwiches. And I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting in the drive-thru, and I'm like, oh my God, it's 7:05. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's all good, bro. I'm gonna stay on for a little bit here. This is that time to really actually, get everybody's thoughts. What are your thoughts on this upcoming game, man? And the floor is yours. Hey, Ken, did I lose you? Hopefully I didn't lose you, Ken. It looks like I may have lost him. Sorry. Always remember, tip your waitress and your bartender. Never forget that. And because I don't have a waitress or a bartender, I'm on my own. So it is that's the thing there. Ken Grant, if you can give me a call back, it looks like I may have dropped your call. Hold on one second here. DC Stowe. Hold on one second. All right. 813-358-8154. Hit me up. DC Stowe, I see. Can you answer the phone? Yeah, of course, man. If nobody's on it, I'll definitely answer the phone. What do you call a Buccaneer a good price? Oh, okay. Okay, Ramona. Okay. Yeah, 813-358. Here we go. All right. Are you live? Are you on? Okay, one more time. Ken Grant, I got you.
Yeah, you got me. I am so sorry. That was really weird. I'm going to go ahead and take a step out front just so we don't get any more interference
All right.
or background.
And guys, when I'm done with Ken, when Ken's done here, I'm gonna take another call. So please be patient with me. I'm gonna get you on here, so I could definitely hear from you. So how's everything going, man?
I mean, things are going good. You know, it was a rough summer, but you know, and I for any of us Bay Area fans.
Oh yeah, man, for real. The Rays,
the last couple of years, it's made things a lot easier.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, you got the Lightning winning. I mean, the Rays are doing their thing. And
Rays just hit a grand slam about 5 minutes ago.
Oh man, see, I'm missing that here because here we are. We're talking Bucs, but that's the beauty of having this location doing what we're doing, and I'm enjoying this, and I'm gonna appreciate this as much as I can. I'm gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. So
oh, absolutely.
What are your thoughts on the upcoming game versus the Miami Dolphins?
Like I started to say before, you never want to overlook anyone in the NFL. It's NFL. But I've had the pleasure of watching a couple of their games. Man, I just don't really see where their end is this game. I messaged my best friend who's been Dolphins fan his whole life, and he was just like, it's Bucs by 30.
I want to caution people against that. That game, that game last week against the New England Patriots was a very emotional game for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And this is where you kind of let in that possible letdown game. This could potentially be that game.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, it just, and I totally I understand that vibe because I'm always like that. Like I'm always up, my guard's always up. I mean, I'm more confident now in the Bucs than I've been in an extremely long time, and I don't think I'm alone. I don't see where the Dolphins. I was looking for a little, I was prodding them for questions like, how much does Waddle work out of the slot? Maybe that's someplace they get hit. And, Xavier Howard is a big time playmaker. I mean, they have some pass rush. I've seen their defense play pretty well.
Yeah.
But they have a mess at left tackle. I'm not even sure if Jackson is starting or if it's Eichenberg. I haven't had a chance to look into that, but both of them have looked horrendous on tape. And Brissett's just, he's a check down Charlie.
Well, and this is the thing, and I keep cautioning people. I don't know if you remember how he played. He shredded the Bucs with the Colts, but the Colts had that offensive line, and I think if Miami could keep Brissett upright, he'll be a different quarterback than what we've seen from him so far this year. And again, this is still a long ass season, and a lot can change between now and the end of the season. I mean, that line could gel or whatever. I just don't think it's going to happen against this Bucs pass rush, and that's gonna be a key right there for Tampa to kind of get on track, is to play well against Miami. But again, this is going to be a good game either way. I just caution people against thinking that this is going to be a 90-point blowout, because I think that Miami's coming to play. I think every single team that Tampa is going to face this year, they're facing the defending world champions. So they're going to bring their best. They want to shout at the king. Yeah, they're going to always bring their best. And so don't think these are going to be like cupcake games that you're just going to blow people out. You got to look at this realistically, as this coach is game planning like this is his Super Bowl right here. So you're gonna get that a lot this year.
And to clarify the record, I was not the one that said Bucs by 30. I DM'd.
No. I didn't say that. I'm just saying when you're on me and you have been on social media. We've talked. We've seen some of the
Sure.
the bullshit tweets that have been out there. And so
we're the old heads. We're some of the old heads.
Yeah, exactly. But go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
man. I apologize. My phone's a little delayed, so it's like anyway. Yeah, my guys. He's been working at over at Pro Football Focus for like 6 or 7 years now.
Oh, nice.
So that's where I was getting those numbers to back up the stuff we're hearing about Shaq Barrett being invisible, which I thought
that was a bullshit comment.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
I was just like, come on, like stop box score scouting.
Yeah, because you know, we both agree that sacks are sexy, but pressures are just as sexy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's sacks are great. Getting home is great. You want to get home. That always wants to be your goal as a pass rusher. But pressures force so many other bad things to happen. They close throwing lanes. They close underthrows, overthrows, early throws. I mean, they heat up the feet. They flush the pocket. They get other guys home. Remember the sack. I mean, even Joe Tryon showing
the Vita Vea. I was just going to bring that up.
That wasn't my sack. That was Vita's sack.
Yeah, that was just, that's what I'm saying. Vita didn't get a sack. Joe Tryon did, but without Vita. And then there was another play where Shaq was coming around and he got pushed out of play. And that quarterback, quarterbacks can feel that kind of stuff, and it changed the trajectory of a throw. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're seeing plays away from the ball that are affecting the quarterback, but because it doesn't revolve around where the ball is, people aren't looking at that stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens. A lot of people that they get so dialed in, because it's the television view that you're getting.
Right.
So you're following the ball just like you'd follow the puck or follow the basketball. But there's so much more going on. And
it's a chess match.
I mean, I'm one of those old school guys. I think like all of that stuff starts up front. Like any way you can affect the quarterback, speed him up, slow him down, make him sidestep, don't let him step into it. So anything you can do to disrupt whatever they're trying to do is beneficial.
There you go. That's what's up. So hey, man, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you on social media.
Right now, Ken Grant, at Ken Grant NFL on Twitter. That's where I do most of my
dude. I want can you
chatter and whatnot.
Is there any way you can come on with me and KB next Wednesday?
Yeah, about the same time. Sure, I'd love to.
Yeah, man, I would like to get you on a little bit more in depth because I like how you think, and that's kind of what we need more people that are realistic about what's going on with the game. You may have a guy that's not showing up on the stat sheet, but he's balling his ass off. There have been a couple of plays. I mean, we look at JTS and how he's played. He's not getting to the quarterback, but I know he's putting heat on his ass, and that guy knows that JTS is out there.
Oh, he's a terror. And I remember I wasn't super familiar with him because there wasn't a lot of film there because he opted out. And that's actually, I was going to put together a whole piece about that I'll probably do in the next week or two. Because I think it's an interesting topic about guys opting out for a year and seeing if that actually maybe even works out better.
And let me ask you this real quick, because I think you brought up a great point here. Was he a outlier? Was JTS an outlier because he worked on his technique? He worked on his technique. He worked on his game. He was physically fit, mentally fit, and he was watching a lot of film. Mm-hmm. He was watching a lot of film.
And well, I mean, and I was digging into it, and basically it was they did a whole pro style camp, like during when they would have been playing through October, November, December.
Right.
So they're working on an NFL schedule. They're learning an NFL diet. They're learning the work routine, the work, how to break down film, the study habits, how to keep yourself in shape. And then of course, as we've seen from him, the advanced technique. I mean, I was watching the preseason. I'm watching this guy pull off these like
He
You
had
know,
like
like
4 moves. Yeah.
Big slap rip club, and it's like you don't see that from a guy whose highest experience is a handful of games as a sophomore in college football.
Yeah.
Like guys just don't come out that polished.
Right. And we all remember Noah Spence. We know it. And I tweeted this. Noah Spence. I said JTS is who I thought Noah Spence was going to be coming out of college. And go ahead.
If that shoulder doesn't go, who knows?
Yeah, this is true. And my thing was, this guy is not a one-trick pony. We're not talking about just one move. This guy's got a bag full of moves, and you're seeing that. So most definitely, man, it's just where we are. But hey, man,
I've seen him use everything in the bag. Like I've seen the bull rushes. I've seen the club rips
and the finesse and speed that this guy has too.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, and he's a top tier, like elite tier athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a little bit light on the agility as compared to, like, say, your Myles Garrett, your Cody Post, that kind of thing. But as far as like length, speed, his explosion, and his motor, that was the first thing that blew me away when I put on the tape. The motor. He never, ever, ever stopped chasing that ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, hey, man, I want to get you on Wednesday, but I'm going to try to get to some other callers here. Again, thank you so much for taking time. I want to get you on live where you're just on the whole show, and you can just kind of chop it up with us the whole show, okay?
I'd love that. We get something scheduled. I'll make sure I get out of work early that day, and my dad finds something for himself to eat and doesn't interrupt my schedule. And we'll get together a little early so I can get prepared. Yeah, I would love to do that. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be on, James.
Hey, man, I love what you're doing, man. And just, again, more people on my Twitter line like you that are just, hey, I'm thinking this through and not coming with the hot takes. I appreciate that, man. So just want you to know I do appreciate you, and it'll be good to have you on Wednesday, man.
Yep, sounds fantastic.
All right, man. Later.
All right. Take care, brother.
All right. I do want to get Ramona K on because I do want to get another Miami perspective on here. Ramona, longtime listener, and I want you to know, Ramona, I appreciate you. Safe place, whatever you got to say, however you're looking at the game. I want to know what your thoughts are. So definitely give me a call, Ramona, 813-358-8154. Hopefully you can call in now. NFL edition with Johnny and Alex. I bet she was too. Miami. I don't feel bad about. I'm following Miami. I like. Okay, Ramona, let's call in right now. I'd love to hear from you. Joe Tryon looks better than Jalen Phillips. You know what? I love what Joe Tryon is doing. So again, this is going to be a fun season. Having what Tristan Wirfs did last year was exciting. And then you have Jason Light doing it again. What do you guys say in Miami? DJ Khaled, another one. They had another one with JTS, and they brought him in here, and he's looking good. So, Ramona, 813-358-8154. Love to hear from you. All right. So I've got friends that everybody's going out to eat and stuff. The Mookie Jones podcast. DJ Stowe, hit me up. 813-358-8154. Lines open just for you. So I want to hear what you got to say. And that's what it's all about, is getting your perspective. So I appreciate you being in the chat, but you can be on live and say it just like that. So make it happen. All right. And now the lines, now that nobody's on the phone, here we go. All right. You are on Buck What You Heard. Who am I speaking with?
Mr. Buck Everything.
Mr. Buck Everything. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, Friday. Chilling. Waiting on tomorrow. Can't complain.
Yeah, you know what, man? It's gonna be nice. College football's here. Working on the patio a little bit, man. Trying to put things together, and man, it's hey, everything's coming together. The weather's cool, and about to get the TV out and put hang the TV up again, and this is the time.
Uh-oh.
This is my time of the year right here, being on the patio, and get the cooler full of beer and just and disappear till Monday. And that's
See, you
normally what I
speaking my language already.
do.
You speaking my language already. Because when I get a house, when I actually move from one spot to the new house, I'm going to be like y'all when I grow up one day.
Bro, I'm telling you what, you got to get you a nice grill, and stay with some meat.
I already got 3 of them. It's just, like I said,
Bro,
I'm just waiting on a bigger spot.
And that's what I did last night, man. I got off work and I was like, man, I want some chicken. Some barbecue chicken. So went in the freezer, put a little bit of salt in the water, thawed out the chicken, man, threw it on the grill. I ate good, man. And I was like, yeah, there's nothing.
That's what everybody was telling me. Say, you ain't grilled nothing in a while. I said, man, for the last 7 holidays, I don't been grilling. Ain't nobody been talking about nothing else. So I just been grilling for the house. So I'm like you. I'm waiting on this weather to change a little bit. I'm already got the grills ready. Got a freezer full of meat. Got a Boston butter I got to go pick up tomorrow. I'm about to do that while the games and everything is on. Turn that into some shredded beef on that.
There you go. Some pulled pork. There you go. Oh, you got pulled beef. Oh, that's nice. That's shredded beef. There you go. Get you some.
Hey, and I got some deer meat coming also.
Man, if you was in Tampa, you could go down and get you some Cuban bread, man, and put with that, man. I'm telling you what, man.
No, I ain't never tried it with that like that.
The Cuban bread, there's a place over on Florida Avenue, and they have they have the fresh Cuban bread. And I'm gonna tell you what, man, when I used to go and I get like 2 loaves of it, one for me to eat and one for me to bring home for everybody else. So that's kind of how I did my thing. But anyway, I wanted to get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on the game, and I'm gonna let you go because I got some other people I'm trying to get on here as well.
I feel like I said in the comments earlier, I feel it's gonna be a close game.
It is.
I don't feel like we gonna be just over. I don't feel like we just gonna go in there and just be straight dominant and just blow them out. I think every game up until maybe the bye week, it's gonna be pretty much a close game every game.
Yeah.
Until everybody kind of settles down, gets situated, and regroup. Now, once we come off that bye, that's going to really tell us who we are the second half of the season, right there. But one thing I'm mad and upset about, because they lied to us in the game before the Pats, when Gronk got hurt with the Rams. Oh, he took him in the locker room. Oh, they said negative. Cam said negative. Okay. Next week, trying to be ready for the Pats. Oh, he got hurt ribs. Wait a minute, but y'all just sat here and said everything was good to go in the Rams game.
Yeah.
So how was it in the Rams game? He was able to come back out good to go. And all of a sudden, now we got this 2, 3, 4 weeks, almost a month now. Something wrong with that picture. But then on top of that, we still didn't get no calls. The league didn't review and say, nah. We missed out on that. That was a bad call. We didn't give no call on that hit on Gronk. That's us.
Let me say this. I'm going to say this right here real quick because I've been saying this all season. The referees have continuously, I don't give a fuck who your team is. If it's the Dolphins, if it's the Rams, if it's the 49ers, if it's the Chiefs, the referees have been fucking games up. I don't want to fucking know who a referee is. I shouldn't know your name. You make the call and you go on about business, but when they're continuously impacting games, that's a fucking problem. And I watch these games. I watched the game last night with the Seahawks, and there were just so many fucking blown calls, and there's no accountability for these refs to do the shit that they do. No accountability at all.
Look at what the turnout result is behind it.
Yeah.
Now they just announced. I looked on the NFL app about 5-10 minutes ago. Russell Wilson out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford broken fingers on his throwing hand. Oh, but I'm gonna snap him back in. I'm still gonna play. Okay. Results of bad call, no hits on that right there.
Right.
Again, but like I say, some teams are penalized more than others. In his last 2-3 weeks, Bucs were penalized more than any other team coming into those games right there.
Bro.
We don't have drives where the refs gave a team 2 touchdowns. Matter of fact, that happened in the Falcons game.
Yeah.
They gave them 2 touchdowns just off of penalties.
Mm.
Took the momentum away from us. That was supposed to have been a blowout game.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm going to tell you this. I really believe that there were some penalties, and I watched the game, and I'm being honest. There are some penalties that needed to be called. They were called. But at the end of the day, the refs aren't consistent. The refs have not been consistent for years. I would go all the way back to that lockout or the whatever that strike that the refs had back in the day. The refs have continuously gotten worse year after year after fucking year, and it's not getting any better because they're not held accountable for anything that they fucking do.
You're right.
And that's the problem that I'm having right there, is that these kind of things aren't happening. So again, it's one of those things that I'm happy. The Bucs are defending world champions. Miami's going to bring their A game. And again, people are pissed off that the Bucs are struggling against Miami. It's because Miami knows this is the defending world champions. They're going to bring their A game. Okay. It's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be a Madden 50-0 or some bullshit like that. It's going to be Miami and Tampa going head up. You got that elite secondary that they've got. And, again, let's see what happens. It's going to be a good game. You got to trust the process. You got to trust in your coaches and, the players on the field. So, I think it's going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's why I say it's going to be a chess match.
Yeah.
But at what point that we start looking at Todd Bowles, Todd, we paid you too much money for you to be subpar average. We brought you in here to install this stellar defense, this next version of the dominant defense like we had years before with Derrick Brooks and all of them, with Monty Kiffin was here. We're looking at you to be that next successor to take this defense to another level. Now, is it a talent issue? And, I think
it could be execution, man. It could easily be execution. And I mentioned that earlier in the show. It could be they're calling the right plays, but are the players executing like they're supposed to? I mean, that's something to put into consideration as well.
Let's look at it from 3 different ways. Is it a talent issue? Is it a scheme issue? Or is it a player issue? We don't have the right players to fit the system that he has. Now, 3 other Bucs shows I heard earlier this week. Everybody talking about the secondary, how Jason Light missed out on horrible drafts, drafting this person, drafting that person, drafting this person. And we are reaping the benefits of those poor choices on the defense right now. I agree to a certain point. Again, that's why I say, are we looking at it from a scheming point, a player point, or a coaching point? Because during the games, you never see Todd Bowles adjust his schemes. He keep the same game plan, then don't break rules.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this season we've seen that, but I would say in the second half of that Kansas City Chiefs game, they tighten that shit down. In week 12, second half of that game, they tighten that shit down. They did. I mean, you didn't see Tyreek Hill running wild in the second half of that game, and that carried over into the Super Bowl with what they did. Again, to me, and I'm still new. I'm not new, but I'm not like an NFL player or a coach where I can look at game film and pick up schemes and stuff like that. Man, it's still a work in progress for me. And I'll be honest about it. But when I go back and look at some of these games, I'm like, okay, was he in the right place? Were these players in the right place? And at the end of the day, I think that they will improve. I'm going to say that. I may be the only person saying that. I don't think all is lost with the secondary. I think the secondary is going to turn it around. And I think, by the time we get to towards the back end of the season, I think the secondary is going to be in full swing. I think people will start to get healthy at the right places. Nobody's out for the season. So we can only hope that as these guys come back in, they're going to be healthy and they're going to be able to contribute. And that's kind of what I'm looking at right there.
The scary note is Carlton Davis, IR.
Yeah.
That's the scary note right there.
That's 4 weeks.
But then my question is this: how did we miss out on Stephon Gilmore? When when they broke, I said to myself, oh Lord, I know Tom Brady put the phone call in right there.
It takes two. It takes two, bro. I'm gonna say this. Do you really think that Bill Belichick would have let Gilmore come to Tampa? Seriously, real talk.
They released him. But then you heard after they released him, you seen him say, oh, he got traded. I'm like, how y'all gonna say he got released it, then turn around and say the man get traded?
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it takes two. And in my mind, just from what I read, it sounded like, this is what Bill Belichick, being the general manager, coach, or whatever he is, I think he had a lot of influence in Gilmore ending up in Carolina as opposed to Tampa. But I'm going to say, I want to ask you a question. You watched the game. You watched the game last night with the Seahawks and the Rams, and you heard so many people trash the Bucs secondary, and you look at who Seattle has in their secondary, and I really, despite what happened, I'm not giving up hope on the Bucs secondary, considering how the Rams have faced some of these other teams and done well. And then you look at what Arizona did against the Rams. I believe that the next time if the Bucs have to face them again, I think it's going to be a different game versus the Rams. I'm not giving up on this secondary. I know a lot of people are, and a lot of people think that people need to be replaced. But at the end of the day, the Bucs secondary needs to be healthy, and I think they'll be just fine. But I may be on an island by myself saying that.
Now, if you go back to what me and you had that conversation before, that goes back to what I said about scheming. And remember, we talked about 3 shows ago. I said what? Every time the Rams play the Bucs, they have a signed blocking. They have assigned plays that they said this is all we're doing this game here just for the Bucs.
Right.
So if you go back and you look at the last 3 times the Bucs have played the Rams, they ran the same offense every time. And then when they play somebody else differently, what do? They don't do all that zone blocking.
Right.
They don't come down, that wide receiver crash on that corner. They don't come down to do that.
Yeah.
There's a whole different offense when they play everybody. It's just us. When they play us, they have that particular offense, and it works against us. And it kind of makes us look vulnerable to the rest of the league. Hey, here's the game plan to beat the Bucs.
Yeah.
Follow the game plan.
Yep.
Dallas did it the first week. The Rams did it the second, that third week.
But think about this. Even Matt Ryan getting the ball out in less than 2 seconds. That's what they're doing. That's the blueprint right there. Get the ball out before your front seven can get in and do anything. And that's kind of what these teams are kind of figuring out. And we face teams like Matt Ryan with Calvin Ridley. We face teams like Stafford with Cooper Kupp. We face Dak Prescott and the complement of wide receivers they have. And the Bucs are 3-1. The Bucs are 3-1 against these teams. Okay. So yeah, I understand that the secondary isn't looking good. I get that. But when you break this all down and kind of look at it and look at what these teams are doing to other teams, Zeke Elliott ran for 170 something yards or some shit like that. And the Bucs shut that shit down. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, don't give up hope on this team. Can't give up hope on this team. But anyway, dude.
Not giving up hope.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up hope. Only thing I just say is scheming.
Yeah.
Cowboys need to get back in his lab and come up with some better defensive scheme plays.
Bro,
I really did against us.
I really believe that this team is just, they're going to start gelling and things are going to start coming together, man. And it's going to happen towards the middle back in the season. I really believe that. But hey, before I let you go, I'm hoping you can call in next week too. But tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Right now I am on Twitter. Mr. Buck Everything is on Twitter. So you can reach me there at the moment.
All right. I love it. I love it, man. Well, hey, I'm going to let you go, man. But thanks again for calling in.
All right, appreciate it.
All right. All right. I'm actually going to make a phone call myself because Ramona's been, I've been trying to get Ramona. Ramona was let's see if we can get Ramona on here. I'm hoping we can get her on here.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for taking my call. Sorry, and so I want to get your thoughts on what you think about this Miami Dolphins Bucs game.
Oh my God, there's so much to say.
Hey,
I mean,
you got time. You got the floor.
from the start of the season, we were ready, all to go. And then all of a sudden, here we go. We come to New England and we beat the Patriots. No, not by a lot of points, but it was a respectable win. And then here we go on a losing streak. And now I'm like, everybody's panicking. This is our only chance to turn around the season, I believe. Even after the Bucs game, we play, the next 3 games are like Jacksonville, Atlanta, and Texans. But if we don't bring our A game this Sunday, I do believe that it will be the end of our season.
Why do you say that?
Just Tua, I was all for Tua. I was like, the hell with Herbert. We got our man. And then I saw Herbert ball out Monday night against the Raiders. I'm like, oh, shit. I feel like we made a mistake. I don't want to say it, but I feel like we did. But somewhere I still feel in my heart that my boy Tua is going to come out and we're still going to do it. And all we got to have is an O-line. But the thing I don't understand is we still have the same O-line from last year. So why are we like running around crazy with Fitzpatrick from last year? He made us look like, we had freaking Marino back there. And then we got Brissett that's supposed to be better and more like, not as injury prone as Tua. And he looks even worse than Tua.
So for you, I mean, are you kind of giving up on Brissett or where are you at with?
Oh,
Brissett?
I am done. I am done with Brissett.
What I mean,
done with Brissett.
What is it about him that you're like, you totally kind of giving up on this guy and you ready to move on to bigger things?
No, I think they should put in Reed Sinnett. And the funny thing is, Reed Sinnett was on the Bucs practice squad.
That is right.
I know.
And I totally forgot about that. You just said that.
Yeah. And the kid, I know it's Cincinnati and it's preseason week 3, but man, if you watch them highlights, the boy balled out. And from a kid from San Diego State, come on. I give him a chance. Tua supposedly is coming back in London next week against Jacksonville.
Ooh, that's gonna be. Oh yeah, I forgot about that game. So
I hate don't you?
I love going to England. I love hanging out there, but those games are just.
But I know it
horrible.
it don't feel like
Yeah.
And then you got all the fans.
And I know
in the stadium wearing all different jerseys.
And I know Jacksonville eventually won. Hope I'm not speaking out of turn.
They're going to fire him and get this.
Go ahead.
Urban Meyer, supposedly, I heard rumors, that the Hurricanes, supposedly he's going to get fired by Jacksonville, and then the Hurricanes are interested if he does get fired by Jacksonville. At this point, I don't care. Bring him to Miami.
My goodness.
The Hurricanes haven't won. I know. I hate the dude.
Yeah. But again, that's he's got to play out the season. He's under contract.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does.
But he never was like there's certain coaches that can do it to the next level, and there's certain ones that can't. Like Todd Bowles, he originally was on the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator coaching staff, and he was underneath Cam Cameron when we were like 1-15 that year.
Yep.
And he took over as interim coach, and we let him go. And then the next year he goes to the Jets and builds this beast of a defense.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
the
Jets,
Jets,
good. Like they run the ball and everything, and then let them go. But
the Jets can't get out of their own damn way, though.
Yeah, but I think like certain coaches, like, you know, when Arians retires, I think Leftwich should be.
Oh, hell no.
The next coach.
Think it should be
no,
Todd.
you don't think so?
I think it should be Todd Bowles. Byron
Really?
Byron Leftwich.
Love Bowles, though.
I'm not.
But Bowles is
with Tom Brady.
Kind of
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. But like, you know, Todd Bowles is just a defensive master. Like you should just keep him in a sweet spot.
Yeah, but again, I'm not 100% sold on Byron Leftwich. I wonder what it would be like if Tom Brady wasn't here. But I think that it's a marriage between Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich, and you know, your quarterback Tom Brady. I think it's a marriage.
You think Brady would be step up and be a coach?
Ooh, I don't even know. I would I'm still enjoying Tom Brady as
a quarterback.
You know what's
scary? He looks so good in Florida. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, here's my thing. I'm born and raised in Miami, and I live in St. Pete. My husband is a, you know, big Bucs fan. His father-in-law is a big Bucs fan.
Well, you make good choices. Then I want to share that.
I don't hate the Bucs, but this Sunday, it's another. I ain't rooting for him, but you know,
you're probably gonna be sleeping on the porch then.
Oh no, I hope not. You know how? Oh, you know though.
You got to let him talk trash.
The games that we played, you guys.
If the Bucs win, you got to let him talk trash, right?
All right, yeah, I will. And can we call in for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I will make a segment just for you if you want to call in and talk about that.
Oh, I would love to talk to that Buffalo dude you got.
Oh, that guy.
Oh my God! Remember, you were like, it's like Bloods and Crips up in here.
It was. I swear to you,
I've never
had anybody.
They're so arrogant, man.
I've never had anybody come on my show and people just like, I would say the majority of the views from that show were Miami Dolphins fans and Jets fans that hated this dude. I've never seen anything.
You should have seen. I know it's. I'm just saying. With all due respect, yeah, all right, they're doing good, but I hate the Bills.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that Brady came to Tampa. I'm like, thank you, God. Now we don't have to play him, you know.
So how does that feel? I mean, he's coming back, and you got to deal with him again.
Well, here's the thing. Brian Flores was under Belichick's staff. And he coached, you know, for 10 years under Belichick. But, you know, and then Brissett was Brady's backup.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Just something about Brissett. When you watch that, during the Raiders game, he just sits, like, lays down. He don't, like, the play don't exactly go how it's supposed to go. He'll just either take the sack or he'll just, you know, goof up and fumble.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like, I thought maybe Brissett would be like Fitzpatrick, like come in and be a good. I mean,
but this is the thing. How good is Miami's offensive line? Really? I mean, I'm going to say for you, and
you know how many
as a fan, you've been watching these games on a scale of 1 to 10. How good is Miami's offensive line?
It can be a 7, but it's like a -1.
So, I mean,
you know how many first and second round draft picks we have on that line? I mean, Jesus Christ, the last 3 years we invested in that whole line.
is this
And they're
something?
like,
And I guess my next question is going to be this. I mean, as far as talent goes, is it a possibility that maybe you've got a line that haven't figured out how to work together, and that's your problem, or is it just a lack of talent? Or is it just a lack of talent?
I don't think it's a lack of talent, because I was watching Chris Sims on Pro Football Talk, and he was saying, man, if they can get, the right, here's the stupid thing. Like, they
I
have
hate
two
Chris
offensive
Sims, by the way.
coordinators.
Just FYI, I hate Chris Sims, but go ahead.
I know, me too, though.
He's a whole
as I
tool
was
bag.
saying, we have two offensive coordinators. What's up with that?
Hey, if they can work together, I think what it all comes down to is wins and losses. Right now, you guys are in a very competitive division.
Oh my God. Here is where I was thinking I would be at, I was thinking we only have like 2 losses by now. I thought we would win last week. I was so mad. I stopped watching in the first quarter last week.
Right.
After that Raiders game the week before, I was so depressed. Oh my God. I mean, I'm only 34, but man, you guys are so lucky that you have a Super Bowl, in this.
Ramona, the Miami Dolphins have a freaking undefeated season.
Yeah, but that's like in 72.
I know.
God, I wasn't even a thought back then.
But the thing is, your team has an undefeated, and everybody breaks out the champagne.
Everybody in wheelchairs, right?
So I'm gonna ask you this, just because I've been thinking about this. How does it sound if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if there's a team and they're a home team that's hosting the Super Bowl, and they don't get to host the Super Bowl, if Bucs fans and Bucs players break out the champagne and celebrate because it's another team that doesn't win a home game in the Super Bowl? What do you think about that as a new kind of celebration, for us?
Shoot. I mean, what wouldn't be better than that? I mean, come on.
Yeah, as soon as the Rams get eliminated, and I'm hoping and praying.
I was so mad at that game though too, because technically, I am number 2 Bucs fan, but my heart is aqua and orange.
But you know what? You have a soft spot in your heart for the Bucs.
Of course, I remember
you need one of these shirts though. You really need.
Oh my God, I can't though. I can't wear the other colors.
You can.
I can't.
You can.
I swear to God, my husband gave me a FSU shirt because I'm a Hurricane, as if you wouldn't already know. And we were working outside in the yard work, and I put it on. I can't do it. I don't care. I can't do it. I just can't wear them colors.
Yeah, I understand those colors. But
I just feel like it's just bad luck.
But a Bucs shirt, it will look great on you. It'll look great on anybody.
I don't look good in red.
Okay, well, you need a white one then. Get a white one. I'm just saying. Listen, this is a golden. You're
slate color they got.
You're in St. Pete.
What is that, like a gray?
Yeah,
gray and
that could be
that
a thing
other
too.
alternate.
That could be a thing
That's
too.
pretty cool.
So before I let you go, and I appreciate you taking my call. Thank you so much.
Oh, I appreciate. You know how long I wanted to call in, but I was shy.
you should never be shy. Now you're a friend of the show. You have no excuse for not calling.
Oh yeah.
So so are you watching the Rays game? Are you following the Rays? You're in St. Pete. You guys, you and your husband should be at the Rays game.
We're like literally 4 miles from Tropicana,
and you're not at the Rays game.
Nah, it's better to watch it at home on the flat screen.
No, it's not, because they're getting ready to go to some place called Montreal. We don't want that.
You know how crazy it is that Tampa, Super Bowl, Lightning, Stanley Cup, and here we go, Rays, hopefully World Series.
You should be there enjoying it. It's all about the experience.
You live in Tampa Bay Area?
I'm from Tampa. I'm from West Tampa. West Tampa shout out right here, baby. West Tampa, North Boulevard Homes, baby. And
there you go.
and my thing is, I love Tampa. I love everything Tampa. I'm gonna tell a story here real quick. I might get a little bit of heat
Yes.
for this, but
No,
in,
go
in,
ahead. You're all right.
in the early '80s, my cousins got killed in a fire, and I lost three cousins, and one of my cousins jumped out the window and broke her leg just to get out of the fire. Well, George Steinbrenner, who was the owner of the Yankees at the time, donated money to my family, and then was like,
Oh,
yeah, he
wow.
donated a lot of money just because he's a philanthropist, and that's kind of what he did. And before that, I had gone to a Royals Yankees game, and I was like, okay, this is my team, and so I've just kind of like stuck with the Yankees. And
Yeah.
when Tampa got a team, and I was like, man, I just know they're going to bring the team to Hillsborough County, and it's going to be great, this and this, and it didn't happen. So, I like the Rays. I've always followed the Rays. I didn't never like their ownership. I've never like just 100% gotten on board, but I've always wanted the Rays to be successful because I am a Tampa guy. I'm a Florida guy, and this is just, part of it. And so, for me, I always said, and I always told my uncle, I said, you know what? If the Rays move to Hillsborough County, I'm all in. I used to go to games, and again, when the Red Sox would come to town, I would go to Rays games and root for the Rays because I hate Boston. And
Oh,
it's
I
just
know.
and like I
love
said,
that.
I get a lot of heat for that because I hate Boston. All the massholes down there, they can be who they are. And people are, right now, or everybody's like gravitating to Rays, and they want the Rays to do well. I want the Rays to do well. And that's kind of where I'm
But,
at right now. Because this is
but downtown St. Pete, though, like you said, go to Hillsborough County. It's kind of sweet spot, though, for Tropicana, like, and the Rays. It is, though, man.
It is. But when you have to drive over to Howard Franklin, when you get off of work, I was getting off of work at 4:30 or 5. Sometimes I get off early to drive over the Howard Franklin to go to a game, to go to a Rays game. And the Howard Franklin at 5 p.m., between 5 and 8, is a damn parking lot. And it's just hard to get over there. And you hear people talking about, oh, it's not that bad going to a Rays game. Yes, it is. When you have a bunch of horrible drivers and transplant.
Oh my God! Especially they're all freaking, Boston, Yankees.
Yeah, they're a bunch of transplants.
I worked there at the stadium. I know.
So my thing is, I would love. I want the Rays to stay. I would love for the Rays to be in Hillsborough
Oh my God!
County.
What would be better? I know Miami, but I think it would be awesome for the Bucs to repeat, the Rays to win the World Series. I think that would be awesome, man.
Yeah.
And that would complete it because, Tampa, I mean, besides when they came out, 76?
Yep, exactly.
And then, Leroy Selman, and then they lost Steve Young, but they went through their whole hardship too.
Yep.
But finally they got.
What'd you say?
They finally, won their Super Bowl. 01, 02?
Yeah, and 03. Yeah, you're right.
It was like 14. I remember all the cars up and down the Howard Franklin. Everybody was standing outside, honking their horns, screaming and yelling. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you gonna try to go to a Rays game, at least one?
Yeah, I think I might.
It's all about the experience. It's all about the experience. You got to at least go to one, at least one. What do you think?
I've been to a couple, but I got a little, you drink too. That's in the early of the season.
So
I like baseball.
Have you hung out at
watch
Ferg's?
it towards the end.
Have you ever hung out at Ferg's? I love Ferg's. Ferg's is awesome.
It's cool, but oh my God, there's people, you can't even get into the bathroom. I mean, I went to 5 Dolphins games.
Uh-huh.
I used to drive from St. Pete to Miami, and all 5 games I went to. I planned a whole week's vacation. I'm like, all right, I'm going to Dolphins, week's vacation, get my hotel room at the Clevelander. All 5 times they lost. I'm like, I'm never driving down to Miami to go and see a Miami Dolphins game because all 5 times they lost.
You know, it's what's funny. What's really funny is we actually drove from Gasparilla. We drove to Miami one year. Right after Gasparilla, we drove to Miami. That was the craziest. That was the craziest experience I've ever had.
Them people are crazy. I was at the Jets. Jets. That's when Brett Favre signed with the Jets, and it was week 1, opening day, and they were at Miami, and these Jets fans were drinking Jim Beam at 6 a.m., taking their shuttle to the stadium. And then I saw, I was so happy because right on the Jumbotron, I saw Tom Brady tore his ACL. They were playing the Kansas City Chiefs week 1. And that's when, oh my God, I know this name. He was the backup quarterback in 2008 for Brady. Oh my God. I can't believe
Garoppolo? Not Garoppolo.
No.
Oh, Matt Castle. Matt Castle.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe you beat me that. I had it on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, I was so happy. But that was the last time we won. I'm like, but at least what I'm trying to say, I really hope we can pull this off because the Dolphins needed more than the Bucs.
Why do you say that? You really think so?
We can't go 1-4. We're 1-3 right now.
Really?
If we lose, yeah, we haven't won since week 1. We should have beat the Raiders, but here's what messed that up. Coach Flores, in overtime, instead of going for it on 4th and 1, he was on the 45-yard line. He punted it. Now, why would you do that? You're in overtime, knowing that you give the team the other ball, they can just win with the field goal because you didn't even score any points on your first possession. I was so mad. And then here comes the Raiders, going right down the field, touchdown. I mean, you should. That's one thing I'll give them applaud there. Brissett, with 20 seconds, drove us down the field, got the touchdown, and then 2 seconds, got the 2-point conversion. But then after that, it was yuck. But anyway.
Well, hey, real quick before I let you go, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win a Tampa Bay Rays boat parade shirt.
Awesome.
From Smack Apparel. So all you have to, I don't know if you watch the show and you've seen me do this. You get 10 questions.
I watch your show.
You get 10 questions. You got to answer in 1 minute. And if you can make that happen, you will win that. You will win that shirt. What do you think? Are you up for this kind of thing?
All right, let's do it.
All right. And
what kind of are they NFL related?
They're all NFL related questions, and I won't make them hard. So just
you can make them hard.
And all you have to do. This is the thing. As long as the questions are, they're going to be your answers. I mean, there's no wrong answer here. So,
will you be shocked if I'm right on target?
No, I will not. I expect, as a Dolphin, you are repping the Miami Dolphins right now. You are the Miami Dolphins.
My husband said he's so proud that my wife knows more about football than 90% of the dudes.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, those are keepers. People like you are keepers, and very rare. You're elite. I consider women that know sports elite. It's one of those things.
I just love it.
And it's not in a sexist way, but if you know sports, you're elite.
No, none taken at all.
All right.
It was just me and my dad. Instead of going to the mall, I wanted to watch football with my dad.
All right.
My mom's like, why don't you want to go shopping? I'm like, I want to watch football.
So here we go. I got the time up. I'm going to ask the first question. And then once we go down the list, you'll just answer the questions. There's no wrong answer. So don't ever and I'm kind of giving you the cheat code here, but don't sit here and give an explanation for the answer you gave. You just go to the next question. That's
All right. I'll
that's
just say
you,
next question.
all right. That's how you win. All right. So the first question, Bills or Browns, who will have the better record?
Bills.
The Titans will win their division, buy or sell?
Sell.
The Kansas City Chiefs will go back to the Super Bowl, buy or sell?
Sell.
The Las Vegas Raiders, contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
The Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs with Jacoby Brissett, buy or sell?
Sell.
The New York Jets, contenders or pretenders?
Pretenders.
The Tampa Bay Rays will win the World Series, buy or sell?
Buy.
Tua is the starting quarterback in 2022, buy or sell?
Sell.
Aaron Rodgers will be the starting quarterback in 2022 for the Green Bay Packers, buy or sell?
Buy.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will go back to the Super Bowl, buy or sell?
Buy.
Oh, look at you. You got it with 1 second left. You got it.
Really?
Unbelievable. So I have to ask, are you on Twitter by any chance?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you following me on Twitter?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I want you to DM me your shirt size, then DM me your address where I can send it to. And if you go out to smackapparel.com, there's a bunch of different Ray shirts, or actually Bucs shirts, if that's what you want. They have one Miami shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Go out
I'll even get this. If I pick the Bucs shirt, I'll wear it and send a pic of me wearing it. If the Dolphins lose Sunday.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, even better. And even if they win, you could still wear it. I mean, I consider you a Bucs.
I probably will, because,
a closet Bucs fan. I consider you that.
Yeah. How can you not be? I mean, St. Pete, Miami, not that much of a difference.
There you go. Well, hey, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And
I enjoyed it.
And I really appreciate that. So again, thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and let you get out of here. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you before I let you go.
You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Miami Dolphins fan 86.
All right. I love it. Again, thank you so much for being a loyal listener, and I really appreciate you. And I'm going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Thank you so much.
Have a great night. It was awesome talking to you.
All right. Talk to you later.
Go Bucs, Dolphins.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right. All right. And, I'm very fortunate to have my guy KB on. KB, what's happening, man? How are you enjoying Tampa?
Oh, I mean, it's been a whale of the past 48 hours, Gene.
So have you gone to eat anywhere? Have you had a Cuban sandwich? Have you had a real Cuban sandwich?
I have not had a real Cuban. That is on the dock for tomorrow.
Okay. And is the wife good with the Cuban sandwich as well?
Yeah, she's a big fan of the mayo mustard thing, but I'm not. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man. You just make it work, man. You're Floridian, man. We know. So how are things going, man? Are you ready for this game this weekend?
Oh, I'm super excited. I might even try to see if I can tailgate or not. Maybe even pop over for the game. I'm not sure.
Man, enjoy it, man. You don't get to come to Tampa Bay where you've got the Rays vying for the World Series against those rotten ass Boston Red Sox. And, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who, have a game coming in. I mean, this is just a beautiful thing this time of the year,
Oh, it's so beautiful. And then obviously we get to talk about everything fantastic on this podcast. And to all you listeners out there, always follow Gene, and he will talk some real good football with all of you.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the refs. We got
Joe Burger, baby.
Holding on the offense.
Joe Booger McFarland.
Yo, we really need to have a fantasy draft of straight up just referees.
Bro, he's got, his stock has dropped. Like we were talking about like Madden. So I forgot who I was talking with. I was talking with somebody, and they're like, we need to start ranking the referees like Madden. So there is actually a website that kind of breaks down percentages of missed calls and stuff like that with refs. And I've actually incorporated that into what I've come up with. I've kind of did it like Madden, and basically you could get a 99. You can, if you're that good of a ref or line judge or whatever, you could get a 99. But they're so historically bad that you can't sit here and actually give a ref a really good rating, because they'll inconsistently do some bullshit after they make a good call, legitimate call. Hey, I tip my hat to you. That was a good call. And then turn around and come with some weird ass, okay, you can kick the ball twice, and as long as you're behind the line of scrimmage and you're standing on one toe and you're holding your ear and you flip a coin at the same time. That kind of thing.
I like your rating system where it's 1 out of 5 or 0 if you're perfect, but that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
But thumbs up, or middle finger up. You get 1 to 5, and that's your performance.
Exactly. Because those refs went from a 2. What did I give them, a 3?
You gave him a 2.
I gave him a 2, and they went up to a 4.
Approved it as well. He gave you a like on that tweet.
I saw that. But that's where we're at right now. I'm going to start ranking these refs because they suck. And that's just what it is.
Well, we'll see how this one goes. I mean, we don't give our predictions on this show because
hell no.
That would just be bad juju. But all I'm going to say is I have a good feeling about this one. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. It's not going to be a blowout. I know a lot of people
I can't predict. I don't think the Bucs are just a blowout team.
Not yet.
I can live with that.
Yeah. As long as they're winning games. I think that's what it all comes down to. As long as they're winning games, that's where we're at right here.
Oh yeah, don't listen to that Vegas spread stuff and whatever ESPN says. No, the Bucs are going to give up yards. The Bucs are going to give up some points because they're going to put up 30 in probably 80% of their games. So you just got to live with what it is. Secondary's not ready yet, but we got Sherman, who did pretty well considering.
I was happy with his performance. And
same here. And Dean's going to be back, so let him get settled back in.
There may be a Richard Sherman apology tour, who knows? But I want to say this. I really believe that this is going to be a fun game. Don't expect this to be a high-scoring game. It will be a race to 30.
I think every Bucs game just from here on is going to be a race to 30. And I think fans just got to get over that because we're not going to do that well in overall leagues, yards per game. We're going to the sack number is going to go up. The interceptions are going to work itself out because you're going to take the statistical, anomalies of games and it's going to spread out throughout a season. And that Falcons game is going to happen in another game, and it's going to happen in another game. And there's going to be 2 or 3 games where we're not going to get sacks. We're not going to get fumbles. We're not going to get turnovers. But then one game we're going to get 4. That's just how the Bucs work.
Yeah, that's how they roll. All right. Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and jump on out of here, man. Thank you for stepping in.
Yeah, you've been on that marathon on this Friday night, Gene.
Yeah, I know.
Man of the people.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. I've been enjoying this, But anyway, I'll probably call you after this is all over and just kind of live my life through you being in Tampa and that kind of thing. So
give me a text as I'm with my parents. We're, going to give them some time, even though I'm here for other reasons.
All right. Were you guys over at the yacht club?
Oh, no. Parents live off Dale Mabry, so pretty close to the stadium and everything. So
I like it.
All festivities, all the good stuff on this side.
There you go, man. All right, KB. Thank you so much, bro. I will holler at you later. Guys, the people that are checking us out right now, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Greatly appreciated. KB, thank you so much. I look forward to hanging out with you on Wednesday. I missed you, and I'm glad you're back, man. And
I'll be back.
And we are going to be doing our thing, baby.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
All right. Well, that was KB. Normally, you would see him on Wednesday. He's here on Friday hanging out with me, and we're going to have some fun with this, man. And, again, enjoy the game. Enjoy the weekend. Remember, don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. But anyway, I'm out of here.
Signs.
Everybody have a great weekend. Again, Bucs Report, thank you guys so much. And Smack Apparel, thank you so much. We got another winner Another one, as those guys in Miami say. Anyway, we out. Peace.